Shout out to my homeland, Guyana. Recently, I've been told and shown some very disturbing news as to, some events that series of events that occurred there. It entailed these two young men. I'm gonna get you their names. So yeah. The incident occurred in number 3 village, West Coast Berbice, and
You see their names?
yeah, I'm about to. Yeah, I was just about. It just dawned on me when I put the phone down. Their names are Isaiah Henry, who was 16, and Joel Henry, who was 19. They were cousins, right? They lived next to each other, whatever. And according to the story that I read, the article I read, they usually leave early in the morning to go pick coconuts to sell. And according to law enforcement, they said that the incident, well, before I say that, these dudes, they were found brutally murdered, yo. Like, brutally murdered. Their throats were cut, and they were like giant X's carved inside of their bodies. Like, I showed Dominique the picture. Yeah,
it's very gruesome.
So, right now, what's happening in Guyana is same thing happening in America, man. Racial. The Indians think they're better, and there's probably some blacks that has like negative, because of being oppressed upon. They then in turn would, dish, bigoted views and teach and spread the same thing in their families.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, long story short, bro, at the end of the day, what black people around the planet need to do, because this shit is blatant, bro. We're being oppressed around the planet. People are clearly waging war on us. It is alleged that the perpetrator, before I go ahead and say that, it's alleged that the perpetrator is a 57-year-old Indian guy. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. But prior to this, it's been like a lot of feuds, a lot of tension since the whole election, because the old president was, I spoke about this, the APNU, his name is Granger, David Granger. And the new president, his last name is Ali. I forgot his first name. He's an Indian guy. Their names are very hard to pronounce. Guyanese Indians, their names are very hard to pronounce. Like, I'm gonna give you a name right now. Shiv Narayan. Chandrapal. That's the full name.
Chandrapal. That's it.
Nah, do you think you can spell that?
No. No way.
Shiv Narayan Chandrapal.
Nah.
Yeah, he was a cricketer, famous cricketer.
Nah.
But, bro, it's the same thing up here. It's like we got Indians in our family.
Wait. So is it like the coolie looking Guyanese folks, or is it like Indians from India that moved there?
That's what they are. They're descendants of them, of East Indians.
Oh, okay. But they're the coolie Guyanese folks.
I see. Coolie is a derogatory term to them.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
some of them would not react
that.
right with that. I'm being 100% thorough, like transparent. That's a derogatory term. So, if I'm being respectful, I'll refer to them as Indian. But being like understanding the culture and the slang and how we speak, even them, they would be like, yeah, he's a coolie.
Yeah.
So
that's how I learned what that is.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what when I say Indians, I'm talking about coolie.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a caste system in the Caribbean as well. This is not just Guyana. It's in the Caribbean. Like, as long as you're lighter, as long as you're non-black outside of Europe, it's a fucking caste system. Because we know in Europe, it's 100% a caste. We set it up. So obviously it's a fucking caste system. But yeah. So they found these two dudes. Now, the cops, going back to what I was saying, they said that the incident had to happen between 5:30 a.m. and 3 p.m., I believe. But I'm just like, bro, that's a wide ass gap. That's obvious. That's the time they usually return home.
Yeah.
So it's like, bro, the coroner have to give a more accurate like window or something. Coroner or the more whoever it is, mortician, I don't know who it is, but yeah, so that's the state. There's been like
so this tension has been going on in y'all country for
this has been going on for quite some time. That's what I'm saying. It's the same thing as America. When I visit my grandfather, the same thing used to happen when he was a teenager. Tension between blacks and Indians.
That's crazy.
His friends being attacked. Like, come on.
That's crazy.
Parents, aunts, uncles told me about this. Well, aunts told me about when they were young, their experiences. This is why speaking to elders is fucking imperative, because the same shit be happening, and because we don't speak to them, we gonna become prey, and the same shit gonna happen, and the same non-progress gonna happen, and then we gonna be the old one trying to fucking explain the same shit to our grandchildren, and our grandchildren gonna be like, yo, grandpa, I ain't trying to hear that bullshit. Like, get the fuck out of here with this fucking 2020 stories. I ain't trying to hear about COVID. I'm trying to like do whatever the fuck they doing in 2087 and shit. So it's a recurring cycle. If you don't, as I've been aging, like I've been being more and more of a philosopher, and just, you know, finding like different philosophies of life. And communication is dead ass key. Like a lot of shit, we tend to misinterpret a lot of shit.
It's the biggest key. It's one of the biggest keys.
We tend to misinterpret a lot of shit, and we tend to a lot of negative occurrences in our lives could that has to be deterred if we just like for me, I'm very open in my family as of I would say since I've came into knowing Abdalla and how dope this nigga is, but how dope this king is, but I'm very open.
Talking about yourself?
So I'm saying ever since I've came into knowing myself, I've been open with my family. So certain things I've noticed with myself, I would bring it up to the elders in my family, like males, like my grandfather, dad, older brother, my mom. I would bring it up to them and be like, oh, and then they would be like, oh, I experienced that such and such. You do. Now, if I conceal that shit on some like, oh, I can't, I'm insecure about my shit. I can't show them. I can't tell them this. I can't. How the fuck was I going to fix it?
Yeah.
I could have Googled some shit, or go to the hospital, trust them with whatever. When my parents or somebody in the family knew like a safer alternative. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Nah, it's similar to something I was speaking about on my live earlier today. The book I'm reading that I have to finish, actually, I have 100 pages left. Talking to Strangers by Malcolm Gladwell. It's a really good book, and it speaks about exactly that, like being able to communicate with other humans. Like, we on this planet together, and most of this world, most of your life is going to be based upon how you react to shit, how you react emotionally, how you react physically, how you react mentally, like. So, what you were saying about like how things could be different if somebody misinterprets something, if somebody just doesn't take the effort to communicate better, if they don't even want to be open to communicating. That book is literally about that. It runs down the situations between 9/11 and the alleged terrorists. It runs down the Sandra Bland arrest, what went wrong. Like, he literally breaks it down word for word, like the attitude, the mindset, what could have,
what actually.
Well, he dives into both. I mean, both. Like,
both the speakers.
No, he dives into both. Like, what could have went better if that cop had a little more patience? What could have went better if this, you know? We dive into a whole bunch of like historical situations where it's just basically like
communication.
Shit could have went a different route if somebody had a little more patience, a little more understanding, a little more.
I would say with certain instances, you can't. It's not 100% communication because certain things is premeditated. So in instances with black people being victims to white law enforcement agents, I would say that's less communication, more so premeditated.
Sure. Either way, it's human and human interaction.
I mean, you could use historical shit, but don't use that though.
Yeah, I mean, either way, it's human and human interaction. It's basically what the book is about. You know what I'm saying? What you're saying?
I was just making an interjection.
Which is basically what you're saying about the interaction between the Indians and the Guyanese in your country. Mm-hmm. It's I don't know, man. You just gotta learn how to. Yeah. Nobody knows how to live with other people that don't look like them, that don't think like them, that don't fucking live with them. You know what I mean?
This world needs to rid itself of governments. Period. Once you set up any type of organization, group, entity, whatever the fuck you want to call it, and you assign a specific group of members to oversee and basically set up agenda rules for the whole group, nah. Fuck that. Fuck that and fuck you. No. I'm not doing that. Because now we all conform. The whole world is conformed to 10 niggas. It's, you know, dependent. I'm just using 10 as a hypothetical, but it's obviously dependent on how many niggas, you know, make up that committee or whatever. But the whole world is not subjected to y'all shit. Yeah. Y'all ideologies, y'all cultures, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And when you look at the whole world, the whole world is experiencing the same shit. We all experiencing COVID. We all experiencing caste systems. We all experiencing fall of the dollar. We all experiencing
racism, classism. Hatred to a certain extent.
So how are we really different? Because the oppression is every fucking where, as far as I see it.
Yeah.
And then when you look at resources and wealth, it's limited to certain people, which goes back to my initial point.
And if the
whole world is listening and conform to one committee, we are all forced to their ideologies. So if all this shit is happening, if you're a fucking human being and pimples is popping up in only your face, and you look up what causes pimples to pop up in the face, and you take that remedy, and it goes away, and then now pimples start popping up all over your body, are you gonna only take the medicine for the pimples for your face, or pimples all over your body?
All over your body.
All right. So why the fuck we keep hoping and wishing on something that, for one, never fucking healed the pimple on the face, and two, is obviously not being implemented? Why are we hoping and wishing? And that mainly being voting for the same fucking people, which is government. Maybe the pimple popping thing lost people a little, but I know what I meant.
Yeah.
But it's like, yo, all this shit is government. Pit people against each other. And the more, while we're steady focused, look at how this shit is. While we're steady focused fighting white, black, male, female, LGBT, this, that, all this shit, right? These niggas still been fucking stealing land, still been fucking trafficking people, still been fucking raping people, being pedophiles. They still been passing laws, passing agendas, chipping people, coercing the sheeple into the form that they want them to. While it's like being, if y'all still don't get it, for some people, it's like going into a fucking Holland. It's like going into Holland Tunnel or just any type of merger in traffic. A driver, it's like 8 lanes merging into 2 lanes. Yeah, we hate the congestion. We hate the traffic jam. We hate this guy trying to cut me off. But we're still fucking conforming into these 2 lines though. Your car's still moving, right? You still gonna join into either that right lane or that left lane, right? All right. That's what we are. Sheeple. And we're slowly, gradually going into that 2 lane. Until it's like, yo, you got the fucking blinders like the horse is on. And you either in the right lane or the left lane. But yeah, whatever lane you in, bro, I wish you well. Because now it's pretty much we are headed to the slaughterhouse. Because each lane is like a generation. Each lane, a generation could have like cut the link. Like, chill, we not going to go this route. We not following, you know what I'm saying? But our grandbabies going to be born in that fucking tunnel. They're going to be born in that 2 lane.
Yeah, I mean,
you follow what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, with the voting and it's really yeah. I mean, you're going for the best. What they say, the lesser of 2 evils.
Yeah, it's
you're
like
you say you're both going to the slaughterhouse. Yeah,
I think it's talking about this fucking very
both
important.
sides is corrupt. Yeah, we already dive into that.
Yeah, it's very important. I'm like, bro, this shit is not fucking important. Like, I know why people, it's important for certain people. Certain people would benefit. But it's like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it'll really, I don't even know if my vote really counts.
It does not. Bro.
And I'm not, and I'm not saying that. I know some people are gonna say, "Well, if everybody think," I'm not thinking that. I'm not saying it like, "Oh, well, my one vote ain't gonna count." I'm not thinking that way. I'm thinking like literally, I don't think our shit count. Me personally, I don't think that they would let us really vote these motherfuckers in. I think all these niggas is chosen, and even if they did count, who the fuck am I vote for? Everybody's evil.
I'ma do you one better. Exactly. We just talked about this whole California shit. We didn't really talk about it.
Yeah.
But I made sure I looked into something else though. And the majority of California's legislature is fucking Democrats. And they passed this shit 24-2. That's a fucking unanimous amount of
Kamala
Democrats
Harris supported it too.
That passed fucking SB 145.
Yeah, like I said,
now all of these other bills, we got to look at the majority of legislatures. In addition to that, the Republican senator down south, wherever, the white guy who said, I'm a pedophile. So now we got Democrats passing bills for pedophilia.
Well, we have
allegedly.
We have to get more information.
Right?
It does seem that
allegedly.
Way.
But other bills I know for a fact, because other bills I covered in the past where it's like you get touched, you can't speak to your parents, you can't. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
So we have Democrats passing bills for pedophiles, and we have open Republican saying I'm a pedophile. Nobody fucking, disregarding him in no way, shape, or form. So now we got both Democrat and Republicans saying we fuck with the pedophiles. Now what the fuck who you gonna vote for, nigga? Both of us gonna fuck your fucking kids.
It's sick.
I'm dead ass serious. Both of us want to fuck your children. This is why I'm saying. Goes back to that Sodom and Gomorrah story. We gonna fuck y'all. We gonna fuck you Mills. We gonna this shit gonna usher in. Look this shit, all this shit. Who would have thought removing prayer from school in the 70s would have got to imagine us being in the 70s, right? Watching TV and the news announced they're removing prayer from school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if I was a prophet, right? We friends in the 70s,
right?
We got children and shit, and we share our views on that, right? Like, yo, whether we agree or disagree with the removal of prayer. And I'm like, yo, watch in 2020, bro. They gonna have trannies reading books to our grandchildren. You would be like, get the fuck out of here. A tranny? Like, dick out and everything. You would laugh in my face. And where we at? Not saying that the dicks is out.
Yeah, I'm about to say that.
Yeah, not saying the dicks is out, but come on. Like, the shit is happening. So that's my point. We're thinking, they got us thinking on an individualistic level. In majority of facets of our life, majority of society think on an individualistic level. This is why there's so much dysfunction, whether it's in our relationships, our families, and
we're not
in
united.
Society itself. We're too individualized.
We're not moving as a unit.
These niggas got this shit down.
Yeah.
It's not even, we got you on a black versus white, black versus Spanish, black versus this, gay versus straight. Then we got you on your family versus you. You hate your grandma. Your grandma hates you.
Then we got the rich versus the poor.
Well, I hate, but the family is like more disdain. So you're not thinking as a unit. So now, because you're not thinking as a unit, these conversations at the dinner table is not about investments and shit. It's about, I don't like your outfit, or I don't like your old ways, granny. That's your time. This is a new generation. This is what
it's
the
a bunch of
conversation
bullshit.
is about. It's not about nothing conducive.
Yeah.
So that's where I come from. I come from the point where it's like, I'm seeing 20 to 50 years down minimum. I'm not looking at just, okay, this law is passed. Okay. My life, emphasis on my life still goes on. I don't have children yet. Yeah, you don't have children yet. Listen to what the fuck you're saying. Yet, nigga. By the time you have children, what the fuck you think gonna happen?
But what is there to be done besides focus on?
Most I could tell people.
I'm saying putting your family in a good position to where.
Most thing I could tell people to do. Best advice I can give is seek knowledge for whatever you need to get yourself out of, and I hope you execute it. I can't give no other thing than that. I can't. Nothing else I could fucking do.
My advice would be is just focus on, like you said, kind of like, I guess, seeking knowledge of self, finding your inner self, and
knowledge of everything,
raising your frequency. Living in this country is like,
knowledge of everything, bro.
What the fuck you gonna do, really?
Knowledge of the system, knowledge of laws, how I can bypass these laws, knowledge of how to accumulate economic wealth so that I can pay these niggas off so that I could not fucking succumb to this shit. Knowledge of everything, not just self. That is imperative, but knowledge of everything. Like, we can't fight. It's like everything is subject to the spiritual. Yeah, we know that. But it's like, we can't fight these people on a plane that is not equal to both parties, or with weapons that's not equal. It's like we're fighting with sticks and they're fighting with cannons. We're gonna fucking die. So we can't just think like one track in how we should like react or counter these policies and how they coming at us. If we think one track, we fucking doomed for destruction. So we gotta think. That's why each of us have to think outside the box. That exponentializes the solutions. Because my 100 ideas may be different to your 100 ideas. Totally different.
Right.
So that middle part in the Venn diagram not even filled in. That's 200 ideas. So, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We gonna make it though. But not all of us, because the coonery and buffoonery is also at a fucking high rate. That shit is going to keep increasing because we're being fucking oppressed more blatantly, subjugated more blatantly. So niggas going to try to get that butter biscuit more blatantly. Niggas going to be like, please, master, I'll suck your dick. That's what we about to start seeing, bro.
We already seeing it.
Oh, shot.